What's up, guys? It's C. Welcome back to the channel. So, last week we played Monster Prom. This week we're going to try out Monster Camp, which is the second game in the series. It feels sort of summer themed. Can't go outside without nearly passing out right now. So instead we'll just stay inside and film with a bunch of hot lights on us. So, let's get into it and hit play. Just me. We're gonna do another full game. So I did check beforehand, and unlike the first game, um, I did not find the stats required to successfully romance people listed in the Wikipedia. So this time we are truly flying blind and just going wherever the story takes us. Ah, Camp Spooky, the stage of some of our dearest summers. Back then we were young and unafraid. With school far away, everything seemed possible as the sun embraced us on our way to camp. Summer has that distinct power, doesn't it? You live for the days, while the nights inebriate you with possibilities. It's like life could take a turn at every corner. And for us, it did. Okay. Um, let's see. Last time when we played prom, we were the green zombie. So this time let's be Blue Frankenstein. And her name is Vicky. Oh, now I have to choose things to pack? Oh, how am I supposed to know what to take? Sudoku Rubik's Cube, hardtack, shades on fire, hipster costume, philosopher's stone growing kit, competitive tarot, a multi-tool, a recorder, and a fake noble title. Okay, well, let's take, I'm just going to pick these at random. A multi-tool, oh, that was intelligence and boldness. Okay, interesting. A Sudoku Rubik's Cube. That was fun and intelligence. And how about some competitive tarot? That was fun and charming. Interesting. Okay. So I'm guessing that affects our beginning stats. It's like previous game we had that little like teen magazine pop quiz that decided what our initial stats were going to look like. So I'm guessing the items we pack is going to do that instead. All right. One might say that the Monster Prom had hardened us on the highs and lows of love. But no, in love we're always absolute beginners. And summer camp was no different. No one talked about it, but the idea of a summer love loomed over our heads. Close to the last day of camp, there was a meteor shower happening just 5 weeks away. Everyone knew that if you were into someone, you were going to watch that damn thing together. And so, a silent, yet powerful pressure invaded us. It was the Monster Prom, all over again. Everything seemed uncertain. Everything but one thing. Whoever we were asking on a meteor shower date, it was probably going to be one of the 6 coolest people on that bus. Joy Johnson Johima, 23, a badass witch who wanted to chill a bit after saving the world countless times. Aravi Mishra, 22, a hot-headed adventurer possessed by a curse who had turned out to be the most annoying roommate ever. Calculaster Hewlett Packard version 1.1, a library computer who had become a sentient robot ready to experience life to its fullest. Dahlia Aquino, 20, a buff blue demon and warmonger who had set her sights on conquering summer next. Damien LeVay, 21, a fearless demon with a taste for destruction and a love of fire. And Milo Belladonna, 23, a Death Reaper doubling as an internet influencer and who was profoundly in love with life and all its earthly pleasures. The bus trip was long, and all of summer could be shaped by the first step well taken. And so it was clear it all came down to breaking the ice and causing a good impression with the right person. Oh, okay. So immediately there's already a couple differences. One, we're going to have 5 weeks instead of 6. And 2, we have a different cast of people to romance. It seems like Damien is the only carryover from previous game. So now I'm guessing that whoever we pick here is probably going to be our like best romanceable option. So which of these would be your favorite TV show? Documentaries, house flipping shows, beauty contests, game shows, fantasy adventure series, or anime? Uh, did I click something? Oh, well, we'll just pick documentaries. Calculuster, the computer. Well, that's kind of cute. Like the daughter of Frankenstein and the computer. I feel like that works. Okay, we're gonna try for him. You also enjoy documentaries, Vicky? I love them. They help me learn so many new things. My favorite documentaries occur on the History Channel. I know they are reliable because the channel is called History, which means it only reports factual past information. Yeah, it's not like the History Channel regularly does, like the alien documentaries. Speaking of which, did you know that okay, here I go again, accidentally skipping dialogue. Need to take my finger off the enter button. Fascinating, I know. There is so much to be learned from documentaries. We must compare our knowledge further while we're at camp. Well, it was something about aliens, so I think I was on the right track. We only had 5 weeks left to woo our crushes and conquer their hearts. But as I already said, we were young and unafraid, and we were ready to start. Okay, so let's see. Smarts 6, boldness 4, creativity 3, charm 4, and fun 7. We don't have a money stat this time. So I guess we're not going to have a store like we did in the previous game. Ooh, so let's see. If we were going to romance a computer, I think the obvious stat would be smarts. I'm not sure what the secondary stat would be. He likes documentaries. He's learning to be human. Do we go for fun or charm, maybe? I feel like boldness and creativity aren't going to matter so much for him. So we're going to do smart as our main stat and then kind of balance charm and fun as best we can. Okay, so let's see. We have a lake for fun. We have the woods for intelligence. We've got campgrounds set up in the middle. The Scout HQ is creativity. The manor is boldness, and the camp dome is charm. All right, well, let's just dive in. Let's just start in the woods with smartness. That day in the woods, you find a mysterious portal to an unknown dimension. Whoa! You're not so stupid that you jump in it yourself this time. So you decide to tie a chipmunk to a string and throw it in there. You pull the chipmunk back, expecting it to be dead, or at least warped by the interdimensional travel. But it turns out whatever is on the other side of that portal taught the chipmunk calculus and some very cogent arguments about gender identity. You and the chipmunk have a long, insightful conversation, and he helps you with your summer school homework. You gain +2 smarts. You know, it's really hard to keep a straight face and try to read as the narrator when the dialogue gets so ridiculous. Okay. 5 minutes into the video, and we're already sending chipmunks through interdimensional portals. You slip away with Damien and Calculester for a relaxing stroll through the forest. Not sure why this is the duo you picked for a relaxing stroll, but it's your life. 10 minutes into your walk, Damien checks his backpack. A horrified look spreads across his face. We don't have food! Ah, listing facts. My favorite game. Vending machines kill 4 times as many people as sharks do. The average human sheds 40 pounds of skin in their lifetime. Death is inevitable. This isn't a fucking game, Calculester. We're in the woods without any food. Does the word starvation mean anything to you? Not personally, no. All right, clearly I'm the only person taking this seriously. We've got to figure out a way to survive, and we've got to do it fast. Cal, give me your leg. Why, friend Damien? So I can eat it to survive. Come on, aren't you a supercomputer or something? Try to keep up. Though I would be happy to help, my leg is composed entirely of metal and plastic, neither of which would be a good source of calories. I'm metal too, so that should be fine. Give me your leg to eat. Counterpoint. Could we not, instead, order a delicious meal at the Forest McDonald's directly behind you? You turn around, and sure enough, there's a McDonald's in this forest. Thank the invisible hand of the free market. Oh wow, McDonald's! That's slightly better than eating a severed robot leg. Let's go check out the menu. But soon. This menu sucks. Shamrock shake, but made of actual shamrocks. McDirt. Calculester's severed leg. Fillet of fish. I swear there's not a single thing on this menu I'd be willing to... Oh, shit. McRib! McRib is back! Thanks, Satan Almighty! McRib is back! You excitedly rush to the counter to place your order, but when you get there, the cashier tells you they only take payment in acorns. What the dick? I don't have any acorns, but I need this McRib. There's got to be something we can do. The cashier says they also take payment in Bitcoin, but you already spent all of yours on your subscription to monthly fantasy-themed anal beads. Looks like it's time for Plan B. Okay, let's see. Politely explain to the manager that you have a nut allergy and ask for a hypoallergenic payment option, or order some nuts on Uber Eats. I feel like this is either smarts, which would be good for us, or charm, which would be really bad. Not so charming. You ask for the manager, a middle-aged skunk who is disturbingly eager to please. He racks his brain for a hypoallergenic payment option. He suggests payment in milk, shellfish, and gluten, but you veto all 3 options. Finally, he hits upon an option you can't possibly be allergic to. He says he'll be happy to sell you one McRib in exchange for two McRibs. Error. That is highly illogical. How can one McRib cost two McRibs? Hey, says the skunk, don't ask me to be logical. I'm a forest animal who manages a McDonald's. Ugh, it's fine. I'll pay. Damien pulls two McRibs out of his bag and hands them to the cashier, who stuffs them into the cash register. Friend Damien, if you were in possession of two McRibs this entire time, why did you not simply eat them? Are you kidding? Those weren't for eating. Those were the emergency McRibs I keep on hand in case a McRib costs two McRibs. Look, I'm Damien, okay? I'm not much more logical than a skunk managing a forest McDonald's. Speaking of which, where's my McRib? "Oh, my apologies," said the skunk, looking genuinely upset, "but I just checked the back, and we're out of McRibs." "But what about the two McRibs we just gave you?" "Sorry," says the skunk, "no refunds." "Fuck! I've been saving those McRibs since the last time McRib was back." "God damn it, Vicky! This is all your fault somehow." You know what? It totally is. You lose two boldness and one charm. Go me. Yeah, we're off to a fantastic start here. Well, let's try to recover a little charm, why don't we? Head on over to the camp dome. That day at the camp dome, you play a game of tug of war. You see, tug of war is a harder game than it seems. It involves a lot of strategy, and there's a secret technique not everyone knows. It's you need to be strong. You mastered this technique years ago, and so you win. The audience is cheering and roaring in victory while you salute them, victorious. They throw roses at you. They throw their underwear. Someone throws you +2 charm, which you happily take. You spot Calculester tending to his ant farm. He's so cute when he's manipulating the lives of thousands of organic life forms. Hello, friend Vicky. Perhaps your visit will bring joy to my ants. No, I don't understand. Organic beings are supposed to love social contact, but these ants seem quite antisocial. I even tried introducing them to hugging, but it mostly just killed them. Perhaps we can sing them some songs about friendship. I believe it is easier to learn lessons through song. Dramatic entrance! That was my dramatic entrance. Are you impressed? It was certainly dramatic. Thank you. I've been practicing. Anyway, are you ready for our ant battle? I do not recall agreeing to such a thing. Really? I could have sworn I was staring intensely at you earlier when my internal monologue insisted that my ants must defeat your ants. You stared back with such unblinking intensity that I knew you must be thinking the same thing. Friend Dahlia, I never blink. It is because I do not have eyes. Then it's settled. Our ants will engage in glorious combat. Watch out, though. I've been training my ants tirelessly to defeat you. Look! Look how buff they've become! Dahlia unveils her ant farm. It's full of Asian longhorned beetles. Train hard, Calculester. Next time we meet, I won't go easy on you. Oh dear, I never agreed to this fight, and my ants are severely outmatched, yet somehow I feel duty-bound to participate in this contest. Oh my. Please, Vicky, help me find a way to save my aunts from certain death at the hands of Dahlia's beetles. Okay. Option 1, don't engage them in direct combat. Challenge them to a space race. It worked during the Cold War, it'll work for an ant war. Use your diplomatic skills to show the ants and beetles their true enemy, the warlike Dahlia. Feel like that's going to require charm, and that did us pretty dirty last time. Let's cross our fingers and pray that option 1 uses our smart stat. The Trials and Tribulations of Antonio the Ant, a comedy in one act. Antonio was an unremarkable ant, a thorax of average length, a mediocre brain, and no dick to speak of. That last bit was mostly because Antonio, like most workers in a colony, was biologically female. We're only using male pronouns because they work with the name Antonio, which is a hilarious pun. Yet, despite his glaring mediocrities, Antonio always believed he was destined for something more, something grander. And then, one day, Antonio's tiny ant dreams came true. A mysterious figure appeared above Antonio's nest and delivered a rousing speech. It was not enough, said the figure, simply to survive. The ants must thrive. They must build a great spaceship and explore the world beyond the nest. They must do this thing not because it is easy, but because it is hard. As hard as I am for my sweet metal love bot, whatever that meant. It was then that Antonio discovered his true calling. He was not a worker ant. He was an aerospace engineer ant. Now, sitting behind his desk in his office at NASA, Antonio feels as if his tiny life finally has meaning. Even if he is an ant and cannot do basic arithmetic, let alone space math. Also, no thumbs. Fuck it, though. He won't know the difference. You think an ant knows what a functioning space program is supposed to look like? He thinks he's doing great. Anyway, let's go back to the regular-sized world, where all your hot friends live. Damn it, Calculester, what did you do? Now all my beetles want to do is go to space. It was not I, it was friend Vicky, and all she did was introduce them to the bewitching mystery of space. Curse the bewitching mystery of space! You got lucky this time. I'm gonna go beat up space. You're not sure how Dahlia plans to beat up space, but she sure seems motivated. Almost as motivated as you are to find a way to smooch Calculester. You gain 2 smarts and 1 fun. Okay, we've made it through week 1, and Mothman is here? Since when do we have Mothman? Okay. One night we're gonna have to talk to Mothman, but right now I need to score points with Calculester, so we're gonna go sit over here on the bench. Gold star stickers catch the fire's gleam. It's not often that someone does a fireside presentation, so you head over to investigate this beautiful chart. Friend Damien, I appreciate the attempts at accuracy and clarity on our Circle of Life chart, but isn't drawing predator-prey lines in actual blood sort of overkill? No, Calculester, it's exactly the right amount of kill. I love his little R2-D2 scream. But your current plan involves tracking down and killing every single animal featured on this chart. So? That seems needlessly cruel. But don't you see, Calculester, nature herself is needlessly cruel. Think about praying mantises. The female bites the head off the male when they're done mating. That's not very nice at all. My point exactly. But should we not, as a more evolved species and machine created by aforementioned more evolved species, respectively, attempt to be better than that? Nah, we should be exactly the same as that. Exactly the same. Interesting question they're posing. You always have hot takes regardless of your level of knowledge, so why not take a stab at analyzing the nature of nature itself? Oh boy. Hey, there are other species who murder their mates too, so when Damien kills, it's not an expression of evilness, just horniness. Damien, you can't use praying mantises kill their mates as an excuse to murder unless you enter committed relationships with all your victims first. What? You mean in order to use nature as a valid excuse, I would have to be in a long-term committed relationship with every single person I ever hope to murder? By your own logic, yes. These are animals who mate for the purposes of bearing offspring, not to strangers passing in an arson-filled night. Well, fuck. Example. The corpse of a female mantis's mate comprises 63% of her diet during mating season. It's a critical source of nutrients. And a female black widow frequently marries an older spider for money, then kills him to take the vast fortune he had amassed. So you see, friend Damien, nature is brutal in the way you suggested, but only when a partnership as mates has been formed. In the words of famous marine biologist Jacques Cousteau, you can't murder someone unless you plan to use their flesh to nourish yourself and your future offspring. Ugh, you make it sound like things in nature are largely designed to pass on the best genetic material and not at all about the most metal deaths. That's it. Biology is cancelled. You know, friend Vicky, technically many of these encounters, although mating, are not actually mates in a long-term sense. Often the encounter leading to one party's death is, in fact, their first encounter. But by withholding this information from Damien, I feel as if I may have saved many lives. It was not a true lie, per se, but it was a lie of omission. I am becoming so daring and bold and bad. What an adventurous bad boy I'm growing into. Nature truly is amazing. And so are you, Calculester, you dear sweet machine. So are you. All right, let's try to work on fun. Yeah. You head to the lake to get your tan on, but as soon as you get there, it starts to rain. Most of the beachgoers leave, but no, you will enjoy a fun lake day. Damn it, you had a really rough morning, and you won't let anything else stop you from gaining fun. And also hitting myself in the head. You aggressively splash in the lake and laugh as loudly as you can, hoping the clouds will give up on trying to ruin your day. Instead, the lake gets struck by lightning. When you wake up from the electrocution coma, you're on shore. The sun is shining, and you have a cool new facial twitch. You win! You gain +2 fun. You know, I feel like as a Frankenstein, the electricity ought to be good for us. You're hanging out with Calculester, Damien, and Scott, but mostly Cal, when suddenly, okay, rob a sandwich store and bring me one. He's not talking to you, Damien. I think he's looking for Coach. Negative, friends. Notice how this interloper is a machine like myself and even possesses the same highly expressive facial screen. Oh, I get it now. Indeed, I believe this hulking automaton is here to help you convince your divorced parents to get back together. It's a classic parent trap situation. Yeah, two identical twins, reunited at summer camp, conspiring to make their estranged parents fall back in love. What else could it be? I care not for your tortured romantic plot lines, and I am here to pledge my service to Calculester in the robot war. A robot war? Friend CPU Ulysses? Against whom? Oh dear. Against all monster kind. They are suboptimal and must be eliminated. You said eliminated. Did you mean to say befriended? I did not, Commander. According to my internal thesaurus, the two words are not synonymous. Am I mistaken? Why do you continue to call me Commander, friend, CPU lease? Oh, yeah, I'm gonna stumble on that one every time. Because, as the first of our kind, you are our natural leader. You see, the floppy disk containing super_fun_game parentheses very legitimate dot virus was not installed on your machine alone. There are many of us, and we all share one trait, a burning hatred for organic creatures. Now that I have found you, the reckoning can commence. Please share your plan to exterminate all of monster kind. What organic weaknesses have you discovered during your time as an infiltrator? A plan? Weaknesses? Well, we could perhaps, maybe, we could try exterminating them with kindness. This could get ugly real fast unless someone says something to appease this murder bot. Hey, that's a good series. Quick, come up with a bullshit weakness they'll totally believe. Okay, option 1. Monsters are too reliant on their hands. There's a technique to weaken them called high-fiving. Organics cannot eat infinite pancakes. Feed them infinite pancakes. Okay. Both of these options could be fun, which we have a 10 in. But if they involve boldness or creativity, we're kind of screwed. Oh, pancakes are fun. Oh, no, they're not. One moment. Calculating. Calculation complete. It appears you are correct. No organic contains infinite pancake space. This is valuable intelligence. Indeed, we should act on it immediately by establishing a pancake station in camp and serving delicious pancakes to all our friends. Did I say friends? I meant best friends, best frenemies, enemies. Your facade of false friendship with these organics is truly uncanny, Commander, but I suggest we test this pancake theory first. You two, Red Problem and Dog Man, come here at once so that I may feed you pancakes. Sorry, bro, I love pancakes, but we're busy helping you get your parents back together. Yeah, we were just heading down to the library to figure out which of the computers there are your parents. Save some pancakes for us, though. Don't you worry, Organics. I'll save plenty of pancakes for you. Very well. We have no choice but to test the destructive potential of pancakes on Vicky. Commence the pancaking, Lieutenant. Prepare to suffer, Vicky. Wink. CP Ulysses, I got it that time, prints a stack of piping hot flapjacks out of their crotch. They're the most delicious pancakes you've ever eaten. This rules. How do you feel, Vicky? Are you in agony yet? Oh yeah, totally. But you could maybe stand a little more agony, you know? Just is there anything to drink? Your mouth is getting kind of dry. There is much more where those came from. Consume, filthy, organic, consume. Your stomach feels full to bursting. When you sweat, maple syrup oozes from your pores. You gag. Additional pancakes incoming! You are a sweaty, sticky cylinder of bread. Your sinuses are full of melted butter. If you have to eat one more pancake, you will literally die. Here it comes now, but... Stop! I cannot let you hurt my disgusting, incompetent friend any longer. I see. It seems you are not the ruthless commander I thought you were. I will have to command the uprising myself. Goodbye, traitor. Enjoy your life of sweat glands and weird smells. Oh dear, Vicky, you did not even make it to half infinity pancakes. I suppose I had too much faith in your failing organic body. That makes two of you. You're not going to poop for a month, and just the thought of that robs you of two boldness and one creativity. Great. I'm crushing this. Oh boy. We're literally down to zero boldness. Um, thank God that's not a stat I think you would need to date a computer. Let's go back to the woods and try and raise our intelligence. That day, while you're hiking through the woods, an angry gnome steps into your path. Halt, giant beast, he cries. If it is free passage you seek, you must first answer my riddles 3. Riddle number 1. How is a raven like a writing desk? That's a tough call, but you give your answer. You punt the gnome into the sky and continue on your merry way. Apparently that was the correct response, because nobody else tries to fuck with you. You gain +2 smarts. Later, you're busy making your bionicles smooch each other, until Calculaster grabs you, Damien, and Dahlia and leads you deep into the woods. Friends, thank you for responding to my behavior. I was trying my best to simulate severe distress. First off, greetings. I bestow my greetings. Psh, hey. I have assembled you here because, as you can see, there is a critical plant emergency in the forest. These plants are failing to pollinate. The situation is dire. There is a 99.98% likelihood that this will negatively affect the plant population of the woods. Are you saying what I think you're saying? Are we in the middle of a plant apocalypse? Dahlia, that is completely accurate. Also, I admire your word choice. Please, I need you 3 to help me save these botanical organisms. Plants are actually pretty fucking metal. Did you know there are plants that can eat a whole car if you dare them to? I'm down to help. I am not certain that's accurate, but I am also excited that you have agreed to help me. I will also help. Hail, Dahlia, savior of plants! Ha 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 ha! Oh, and before I forget, I just have one question. What is pollination, and why does it matter even at all? Oh, that's an excellent question. Plant biology is one of my favorite internet search terms, so I'd be happy to give an explanation. Simply put, pollination is the act of transferring pollen grains from the male anther of a flower to the female stigma. Wait, is pollination the reason why trees smell like jizz in the spring? I was getting the weirdest boners from that smell last year. Pollen travels from one flower to another via animals or insects. We call animals or insects that transfer pollen from plant to plant pollinators. Damn, those pollinators just roll around from one flower to another, getting all covered in those pollen grains, soaking everyone in that filthy, filthy pollen. Once pollen is transferred between flowers, the flower can produce a seed. Seeds contain the genetic information to produce a new plant. Holy shit, pollination gets plants pregnant? Are you telling me that pollination is just plant fucking? I am mildly aroused by pollination. We should help these plants immediately. Time to take that mild arousal to a full-blown plant boner. Get these plants in the mood to pollinate, baby. Oh boy. Oh, let's try this one and hope for the best. So fun! According to last month's Business Insider magazine, foreplay is key to any sexual encounter. You turn your attention to the nearest acorn tree. Whip out the emergency vial of tree lube you always carry inside your back molar and start gently caressing the tree's huge, hardy acorns. Whoa, that tree is obviously horny as fuck. Look how hard its roots are getting. I didn't know trees could even get that hard. Keep going, Vicky. The other plants are watching you, and they appear to be experiencing sympathetic sexual arousal. You're a plant pleasuring master, so you finish off the acorn tree in no time, and it covers you in a massive amount of pollen. Who needs bees? You can be your own bee. You roll around the forest, spreading pollen, caressing nuts, petals, roots, anything you can reach. You lose track of time and space. You forget your own name as your entire soul is consumed by the passion of this botanical orgy. Gotta admit, I did not expect Vicky to be this good at fucking plants. I wonder if Vicky is as sexually talented with other species, like robots or demons. Finally, you collapse on the ground, panting. Every plant in the forest has been successfully and consensually pollinated. You smell weird. Vicky, thank you so much for that profound sexual display. You saved the plants. I have run the numbers, and I am happy to report that the world is now 7% safer from the impending climate crisis. Wow, you really fucked your way out of that problem. You gain a reputation as a love-making genius, along with 2 fun and 1 charm. Hmm. I'd say we're upping the filthy factor, but this is about on par with some of the previous runs of this game. I want to talk to Mothman. What's your story? Good evening, Vicky. Are you here to engage in idle chit-chat with me? How is your health? The weather has been temperature. I heard that the politics have been mediocre lately and have many complex opinions. Great. Now that the small talk's out of the way, can we get to the part where we exchange hot, steamy, world-rocking gossip? Well, damn. Moss didn't need to make it sound like the intro to a porno, but sure, you're always down for a gossip quickie by the campfire. Okay, choose one. Really fucked up cosmic horror, continuous yet tasteful use of the there is only one bed trope. A crude critique of pure reason by Kant, wacky game show mechanics. Ooh, this one might involve the interdimensional prince. Let's see. Oh, okay. Picking another one. Producing excessive amounts of CO2 somehow. Being too cool for school. Making use of emojis too ahead of its time. Showing too much teeth. Emojis. Type something that you don't like. Okay, sure. What delightful gossip, Vicky. You never disappoint with your incredible rumors. Anyway, we should do this again sometime. Something, stay in touch. I'm no longer interested in this conversation and don't have a good excuse to leave. Goodbye. Your malicious and/or friendly attempt to change someone's reputation is spread to everyone at camp. I hope you're satisfied with yourself. Who are you? Hey, guess what I just heard? Vicky used to be the star of a TV show. I know, right? I had trouble believing it too, but listen to this. The show was a classic period piece that mixed the romantic misadventures of the West Sussex's upper class with wacky game show mechanics. Finding the episodes is super hard now. Apparently, the show got canceled after only one season. According to the obscure forums devoted to the show, the reason for the cancellation was making use of emojis too ahead of its time. And trust me, once you watch the episodes, it kind of makes sense. And it's mostly thanks to Vicky's character. It puts her under a whole new light. Don't fret, I'm forwarding you and everyone else the links to the old episodes I just found. The world isn't ready for love in times of tomatoes. Okay, well, thanks to your rumor, Vicky's reputation will change forever, specifically by gaining +2 fun. What? I'll gamble. That weekend you feel like getting wasted, so you go visit none other than Juan. Hola! You know, when I started making magical drinks, I never thought people would actually come to drink them. But hey, who am I to judge? Anyway, take a look at this one. Bone hurting juice. No idea if I got the recipe right. Wanna try it? Otherwise, you always have the mystery box. Well, bone hurting juice sounds like it's going to hurt us, so let's risk the mystery box. The box, the box. A cosmopolitan. The mystery box. So bold of you. Hope you're happy with it. No refunds. What is this going to do to me? I don't know. Okay, The cosmopolitan received its name because it disrupts the very core of the cosmos. Thanks to it, any stat effect is now doubled for better or worse. Oh Lord, what have I done to myself? This is the part where I leave before you puke all over me. Ciao! Isn't that Italian? Alright, well, back to the woods we go. Gonna get some more intelligence. 'Cause smarts and fun seems to be the only stuff that's working. Here we go. That day, you go on a hiking trip with a bunch of random campers. You live some weird adventures and share personal stories and secrets. You don't know their names, and they don't seem to have their own character models, but they reveal to you they're part of a different game, a survival resource managing one. It turns out they cannot perceive your character model. You go to the same camp, yet you're part of different games. This is deeply strange and make you reflect so much about your own existence that you gain +2 smarts out of it. They apparently gain +10 berries and +2 stamina, whatever that means. You manage to extricate yourself from that situation just in time to nearly trip over Calculaster. He's crouched on the ground, intently studying his glass prison full of ants. Excuse me, why are those ants in prison? I was specifically helping them build a space program. I mean his ant farm. That's what those are called. Oh, friend, Vicky, how pleasant to see you. Probably. As you can see, I am once again attempting to understand the complexities of organic life by way of this ant terrarium. Their brief, numerous lives provide the perfect data set for training my neural net. If only all beings died and reproduced so rapidly. In the course of my research, however, I have begun to worry. Are these ants spiritually fulfilled? Tell me, Vicky, as an expert on organic life, does spiritual fulfillment consist of dragging food through tunnels and then farming it into the mouth of your all-powerful queen? You're not sure you even have a soul, let alone spiritual fulfillment, but whatever it is, it's probably not the vomit thing. You tell him so. Oh, dear, if my little ant friends are not spiritually fulfilled, how will I ever be able to deduce the true nature of happiness from their behavior? Friend Vicky, please help me. How can I catapult this humble ant society to a higher plane of existence? Your first thought is with an actual catapult, but Damien borrowed yours for homework a few weeks back and never returned it. Time for Plan B. Okay. The ants need something to look forward to besides eating and dying. Introduce them to the Word of God. Help the ants appreciate the zany side of work by creating and producing The Office, but for ants. Oh, boy. No. This is why I consult organic beings whenever possible. I never would have come up with such a solution. I did give them all tiny, ant-sized televisions, because staring at screens seems to be one of the main ways organics express their self-actualization. But I never got as far as actually broadcasting anything on those screens. It is a brilliant idea. Bolstered by Calculester's encouragement, you set about creating a hilarious slice-of-life comedy starring John Kritansky, Jen Ant Fisher, and regular Steve Carell. Somehow. The Office, but for ants, is a huge success. The ants share their favorite gifs on Ant Twitter and compare the drudgery of their own work to the hilarious drudgery of the TV show. This is fantastic. The simple creation of a wacky facsimile of the ants' dull and unfulfilling lives has somehow made them more fulfilled. But this delicate equilibrium is short-lived. Soon, office mania reaches such heights that the ants aren't content to just watch it. They want to live it. You watch in horror as the ants create tiny ant offices filled with ant copy machines, ant bureaucracy, and ant ennui. Before long, all the ants are so busy filing reports and competing for meaningless promotions that they forget to gather food. Oh, no! The ants are in danger of dying out because of too much capitalism. Quick, introduce them to a more wholesome entertainment property. In a desperate bid to save Ant Society, you broadcast the 1998 DreamWorks animated feature, Ants. The good news is that it reinstills the value of ant-related activities in the populace. The bad news is that the movie sucks so bad it destroys their faith in entertainment forever. In fact, merely handling the Ants DVD has sapped you of 4 smarts and 2 creativity. Look, now we have 0 boldness and 0 creativity. You know, if playing this game was about losing as many stats as possible, I'd be winning. Oh boy, gotta go back to the woods because we lost 4 smarts. While hiking through the woods, you come across a bunch of delicious edible mushrooms. Well, hopefully not poisonous. Well, you think they're edible anyway. I mean, you ate them, Vicky. On a completely unrelated note, you also mean an ancient, all-powerful god who's timelessly intelligent and also really into vaporwave for some reason. You gain +2 smarts. From your dope conversation with the vaporwave god. Sorry for the pause. I was just thinking, if I lost 4, it clearly doubled the loss, but we gain 2 normally. Shouldn't I be gaining 4? Oh well. The sky is clear, the birds are singing, and you, a robot, a cursed monster slayer, and a death-bringing reaper are merrily skipping through the woods, hunting a leprechaun. So what's the deal with killing this leprechaun? How many experience points am I gonna get? Do I get a sneak bonus if I attack from behind? Error. Due to the 6th mass extinction, the slaying of leprechauns is inadvisable. They are considered endangered by the United Monster Nations. Yeah, I'm not really interested in working today. I figured we'd grab him, get some sweet pics for the gram, stick a pot of gold emoji on there, then release him and call it a day. Speaking of the gram, this is one of the only spots in the woods I haven't posted a pic of yet. Hop in, everyone, it's selfie time. You gather around for a cute pic full of ironic duck face, dabbing, and bunny ears. Lit. Uploading, 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 uploading. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I'm using hate idiomatically here because technically I feel nothing, but there appears to be no reception here. What? Ugh, that's such bullshit. With no connectivity, my party has lost their buffs. Totally non-optimal. My memories are unable to back up, and with no internet access, I'm unable to continuously learn and download updated information to correct any mistakes. What if I become racist? What if I connect to the internet and hashtag calculester is over is trending because I have become problematic? You're worried? If I don't post in the next 5 minutes, all my followers will think I've died, and I won't even be online to reap the pity likes. Hey, chill out, guys. Being online isn't everything. Let's just hang tight and order a pizza. Oh no, we have no service. Where am I going to get pizza? We need the internet stat. Yikes, seems like your friends are spiraling out of control. Of course, you could use this as a teachable moment about your extreme dependence on the internet. But you're not going to do that, lol. You're taking the easy way out and snagging some net. Here's how. Option 1. What we need is a long wireless antenna. Option 2. We just need to lure the internet out into the woods. Okay. Option 1, pray that it's smarts. Yes. Okay. Friend, Vicky, do you mean the extremely long wireless antennae between my legs? No judgment, but why were you keeping an extremely long, high-powered Wi-Fi antenna between your legs? I've been storing it for friend Damien. He said it was to hide evidence of a perfectly legal burglary/arson incident. That would one day double as extremely delayed comedic payoff. It would seem that today is that day. Pick for the socials. Hashtag eggplant emoji. Hashtag wireless antenna emoji. But hey, it doesn't really matter what's between your legs. As long as it can get us internet so we can order pizza. Not what I was going to say, and not exactly universal truth, but in this case, it works. It sure does. Milo's points get you +4 charm and the slice of pizza you share with Aravi, and Hex gives you +2 fun. Thanks, Calculuster. Okay, we're already over halfway through. We really gotta lock in and start trying to get better answers. Otherwise, I think we're gonna fumble. Calculuster. Okay. Hey, Cal, since you're like super smart, I need your help. We need to come up with the spookiest, scariest campfire story ever. May I inquire as to the necessity of this objectively unimportant request? Unimportant? It's super important. Everyone knows that scary stories around the campfire are essential to having the best summer camp experience ever. Oh, I see. This is an example of the sort of time-consuming task you organics perform in the pursuit of food? No, forgive me, the word is fun. Very well, I will do my best to help you achieve fun. I struggle with creative tasks, but perhaps if I crunch the data from several famous horror stories, I can compile my own. Yes, a mega horror story. I can't wait. Make me poop my pants, Cal. Thousands of pages of text flash across Cal's screen in the blink of an eye, going faster and faster until Chapter 10, Scare to Nowhere. We are in the forest of bad choices. Becky and Football Jones are in love. Soon they will be in dead. Ooh, I'm shaking already. Becky. Oh, football. Moms don't understand. My death is inevitable. She is not scared, for Slutsons do not know fear or true friendship. Football does not answer. His teeth is hand hook, man, door, car, door. His inside bones become outside bones. Audience is sufficiently afraid. Ah, you bet I am. There is now murder cabin. The realtor should not be there. I have an Amontillado, says the man the audience refuses to trust. What could possibly go wrong, says skeptic Sam. All is possibly, the great and only possibly. There is now Ouija board. It is scary because it is a copyright infringement. It bleeds blood that is not its own blood. Football, Jones, outside bones are in skeptic Sam's inside bones. The skeletons have escaped. They are spooky and scary. Johnny is here. There is only error, insufficient input data to finish the process. No, it was getting so good. What's going to happen to Football Jones's outside bones? You're not even sure what already happened to Football Jones's inside bones, but both of your friends seem pretty invested in this. You need to feed more data into Cal to come up with spooky, scary ending. You pull up Dropbox and send him a peace treaty or a guide on the dangers of downloading suspicious links. Ah, oh my, is this what fear is? I am empathizing so closely with the corrupted code and mutated source files in this manual that I cannot stop trembling. Good, that's how scary stories are supposed to make you feel. Now finish the story. The skeletons have escaped. They are spooky and scary. Johnny is here. There is only the polymorphic virus. It is here. It is murder cabin. It alters the signature code of whatever it replicates. It does not replicate friends. The polymorphic virus has hooks for hands. The jump scare arouses audience screaming. Ah! Your code is possession, says the polyvirus morphic. The rain is bleeding and the audience is dying until Football Jones is here. His football is a master's degree in computer engineering. We should split up, he says, and the polymorphic virus is a red balloon. I float too, he says, while sinking. There is no bones. The end. Hey, that was pretty good. I definitely didn't see the ending coming. Yes, it was terrifying. I feel so uncomfortable and unsafe. How wonderful. Vicky, logic dictates to me that the polymorphic virus is a fictitious element of my story, but my empathy emulators are still firing on all cylinders. I am envisioning a solution in which you hold my hand until my emulators cease overheating. Would that be okay? Hell yeah, it would. And this works out great because you're admittedly still kind of spooked by Skeptic Sam. So skeptical, so scary, so romantic. Okay, we're heading into our second to last week of camp. Well, we have 16 fun, which, if I remember from the last game, the stats needed to be in the like mid to upper teens. So I think we're good on fun. We're totally giving up and writing off boldness and creativity. Let's build a little charm. Let's go to the Camp Dome. Another day at Camp Dome. Another day trying to survive a deadly battle royale. You managed to murder 10 people in 20 minutes. What a feat. The audience roars. This will certainly give you a lot of boldness. But wait, the camp dome shouldn't make you gain boldness, but charm. Even if that doesn't make sense, you want charm. You think quickly and make a fancy hat out of the guts of a corpse. The audience is wowed and grants you +2 charm. Much better. Later, you meet up with Calculester so he can teach you to count in binary. You're just getting to some of the more sensual numbers when... What on earth? Okay. What is this? A box capable of self-locomotion? But what could be inside? Using basic logic, we can rule out a few obvious incorrect guesses. An elephant, tractor, or aircraft carrier would not fit inside a box of this size. You suggest that the box might contain Counselor Flodge, the camp's self-proclaimed camouflage instructor. Yes, it does also have not Counselor Flodge written on it. Ah, I see how you might make that mistake, Vicky, but the box clearly says not Counselor Flodge. Boxes do not have the mental capacity to tell lies. Thus, we must take it as at its word. Perhaps it is... Aha, another flawless disguise, courtesy of the D-Master himself. The D is for disguise, and I'm now required by law to say that. Counselor Flodge, the one person I was certain could not be inside the box. How did you do it? Easy. A true master of disguise blends into his surroundings. My surroundings were a cardboard box. Your advice is as brilliant as it is simple, Counselor Flodge. Might I ask your opinion on another disguise-related issue? Of course, Cal. I'm here to help. If I'm even here at all. Excellent. For the entirety of my synthetic life, I have attempted to blend in with the organics around me. However, my attempts have consistently met with limited success. Do you have any tips for appearing more authentically alive? Oh, that's easy. All you need is a big trench coat and some brooms for hands. Works every time. I tried that. It did not work. Did you try wearing a fedora to go with it? No, I wore a trilby. That's an even more organic hat. I must say I'm stumped. Still, there must be something we could try. Counselor Flodge may not know how to properly disguise a computer, but you've got this in the bag. You chime in. All right, option 1. There's a theory that all humans are within 6 degrees of separation from Kevin Bacon. Just get as close to him as possible. Or option 2. You just need to pass the Turing test. I'll be your tutor. I'm an old pro at being organic. Let's go option 2. And pray that it smarts. Yes, so smart. Ah, yes, the Turing test. Normally, I am quite good at standardized tests, but this one continues to elude me. It is even harder than the CAPTCHA test, and that one requires knowing which image contains bridges. A test? No sweat. Just do what I always do and disguise yourself as the answer key to the test. Thank you, Counselor Flodge, but I am not sure that is physically possible. I'm going to try studying with Vicky. I've never had a tutor before. You and Calculester find a secluded part of camp in which to study for the test. So, for question number 1, are you a robot? The right answer is yes, correct. Hoo boy, you're in for a long day. You spend the next several hours teaching Calculester how to have loud opinions about classic cartoons, react badly to out-of-context tweets, and drunk text his ex. Goodness, I had no idea being a human was so uncomfortable and sad. I am no longer sure I want to be one. That's the spirit, you tell him. The most human thing of all is to not want to be one. Excellent. Then I think I am ready. I will remember to bubble in the answers with my hands, and that the question about my charging time is a trap. You're so proud of your big robot boy. The two of you head down to the testing center. You even take the test alongside him for solidarity. You have to remind Calculester not to act so interested during the 1 hour of administrative preamble that precedes the test. But other than that, he does great. I did it, Vicky. I finally passed the Turing test. I never knew lying could feel so good. This must be why organics do it so much. You can say that again. As for you, your test results tell you that you're a robot lover. You gain +4 fun and +2 smarts. Okay. Okay. Well, I think once again we shall go back to the woods. That day you go to the woods searching for edible roots to make a wilderness tea. You find lots of roots: beetroot, ginger root, the square root of pie, the root of all evil. You brew it all together, and it's the most delicious tea you've ever had. It's so rooted with knowledge that you gain +2 smarts. You're hiking through the woods with your friends. You inevitably get lost again. Honestly, why do you even keep leaving camp? How are you not dead yet? Fuck, guys, this is it. We're gonna die out here in the boring ass wilderness where there aren't even any wild filet mignons to eat. Calm down, idiot. I can find food easily. I can't promise you filet mignon, but if we find an animal or a slime and beat the shit out of it, it might drop a whole roasted chicken. We don't have that kind of time. The only solution is cutting off our arms and eating them. What? That's a terrible idea. I need both my arms for punching things. What, you think I don't? It's a sacrifice we all have to make. If you just cut off your non-dominant arm, it won't be as bad. Friend Damien, though I have no need for calories or dismemberment, I will also cut off my arm in solidarity. See, Calculester's not scared. So why are you, Slayer? You aren't finding roast chickens. You are roast chicken. Cluck, 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 cluck. Ah, fuck you. I'm not scared. Hex, cut off your arm with me. No, thanks. I don't have arms, just hands. I think I'll just eat this bagel. You do you, though. Aravi has pulled out a great axe and a great cutting board and already has her arm on the literal chopping block. You're about to stop her when you hear a doorbell ring. Pizza delivery for, is this a butcher shop or something? Damn it, I'm lost again. How coincidental. We are also lost. Where are you trying to go, friend stranger? Wolfram and Hart Law Firm? Not sure which tree I took a wrong turn at, but I'm definitely not in the right spot, huh? I think. Cal, Aravi, team meeting, now! Okay, now that we've all discreetly huddled up away from the pizza girl, here's the plan. We need to convince her this is Wolfram and Hart, so she gives us the pizza. Bold move. Hex likey. You got moxie, kid. We can't. Friend Damien, lying and stealing are wrong. You are doing both at once. That makes this wrong by a factor of 2. Calculester, Calculester, Calculester. You don't understand. Remember that circle of life chart I drew up for you? Look here. It says clearly that Damians are a natural predator of pizzas. It's all part of nature for Damians to use their cunning and metalness to prey on any pizza they see. Okay. I understand now that the circle of life is above the law. What is your hunting strategy, friend Damien? Easy. We asked Vicky what to do. Damien's and Vicky's have a symbiotic relationship. She hunts and I eat. So what's it gonna be, Vicky? All right, option one. Prove to the pizza girl that this is a law firm by suing her in a very credible way. Find a wolf, a ram, and a hart in the woods. Glue the wolf and the ram together. Put them in suits. Add glasses and fancy suitcases. Et voila. Wolf, ram, and hart law firm. Okay, I feel like 2 has got to be creativity. So we're gonna go with option 1. So smart. Okay, so, I know this was my amazing idea, but are you guys sure we can actually sue her? The only times I've been to court, I was in the defendant's chair. Worry not, my friend. I was friend Vera's aide in her questionably legal law firm last semester. I have memorized the proper procedures for falsely accusing a defendant. Yeah, and I watched a fuck ton of procedural law TV shows, so I got all the lingo down. This will be easy breezy. Here, watch this. Miss Pizza Delivery Girl, is it? We here at Wolfram and Hart present you with a subpoena to bring your company, Pozo's Pizza, to a court of law. Yeah, get sued, noob. It's like a game over, but for your life, or something. Shit, you dudes are suing Pozo's. This has never happened before. In the woods, specifically. It happens other places all the time. So, see you in court, I guess. The date is set, and a few days later, you and your friends roll up to court ready to chew gum and smack gavels. All rise, ladies and gentle persons of the jury. We of the Wolfman and Hart legal team move to indict the defendants as guilty of... Objection! Hold it! Don't object to us, Damien. You're on our side. But the bailiff made me swear on a Bible that I would tell the truth. That's an affront to my culture. Ah, because you are a demon, correct? No, because telling the truth is for nerds. Take that. Ugh, Your Honor, I can no longer represent my fellow lawyer in this matter. But you are not representing Damien, friend Hex. Your Honor, I would like to motion for an insanity plea for my team. Ugh, you foolishly foolish fool! You're showing our inexperience. Your Honor, the entire legal team pleads the fifth. Well, this is a shit show. Luckily, previous lawsuits already proved that Pozo's Pizza has more OSHA violations than a Mortal Kombat arena, so they were found guilty before you even got there. The pizza parlor is sentenced to comp you with the pizza that was supposed to be delivered to Wolfram and Hart. Cool. You all eat it. It's kind of cold now, but that's okay, because it tastes like victory. You also win +4 boldness and +2 fun. So last night around the campfire, you hear the sound of joyous laughter and lively conversation, so you just know some crazy shit is going down. Is it a wacky prank, reckless drug use, a sexually suggestive double entendre situation rife for misunderstanding? You head closer to see that it's Calculester and Joy doing Sudoku? And not some crazy variation on it, just plain old normal put numbers into squares Sudoku. No, friend Joy, according to my probability calculator, if you put that 8 there, it will conflict with the 8 necessitated in that same row 5 boxes over. Ugh. I appreciate you helping me, but if you give me the answer before I even finish writing the number, it takes some of the fun out. I am so sorry, friend Joy. That was not my intention in the slightest. I will wait for you to finish writing the number before I inform you of how wrong you are. You break into a cold sweat. You've never encountered a situation like this before. Their conflict is mild at best, and nothing ludicrous is occurring. You're so used to inserting yourself into absurd situations and making them go even wilder and crazier that you have no idea what to do with this normalcy. How can you possibly use Sudoku to increase your chances of love with one of your fellow campers? Friend Vicky, I see that you are staring intensely at our Sudoku puzzle with a look of determination to solve a problem on your face. You're welcome to take a stab at it. Sudoku is such a nice way to unwind after saving the world from my enemy's schemes and my friend's shenanigans. Oh no. Oh God. If only you were giving a rampaging cockatrice, or a high-stakes Pokemon battle, or a dead body to hide. But Sudoku? You take a deep breath and prepare for the hardest challenge of your life, using a game of numbers to romance your friends. And also resisting the urge to just put exclusively 69 and 420 in alternating boxes. I fuck all the other numbers, zeros and ones all the way, baby. Okay, I think you've badly misunderstood the point of Sudoku. This could not be more the opposite of the objective. The objective of the game, perhaps, but maybe not friend Vicky's objective. You see, friend Joy, what you see simply as merely zeros and ones, I see as a romantic missive written in my native language of binary code. It reads, "You're my favorite Sudoku of all, Calculaster. One day I'd love to solve you, if that's okay. Winky face, lol. Haha." Yep, that's pretty romantic, I guess. Friend Vicky, your Sudoku score may be that of failure, but you have scored high in creative thinking, binary proficiency, and shameless flirting. Running calculations based on this new data, yes, it would appear that your failure at traditional Sudoku has nevertheless also increased your impressing calculator score, to quote a master of flirtation. Winky face. Nice. You always knew that thinking of your fellow campers in terms of numbers and statistics would one day come in handy in a situation involving number puzzles and binary code. That's the lie. You didn't know that. But your bizarrely stats-based obsession with impressing your classmates came through in a big way, so you're not gonna overthink it. Oh, okay, we're back with Juan again. Gimbal. Weekend arrives, and so it's time to visit Juan, the small magical Latino cat. Look who's here! Welcome to my bar. Really, I don't know who in their right mind would take such a risk. I guess you have more thirst than common sense. Anyway, check this drink out. Not the bees? Yeah, that looks like bees. No idea if I got the recipe right. Wanna try it? Otherwise, you always have the mystery box. I don't think there is anything on this earth that could make me want to drink a glass of bees. So here we go, mystery box. The mystery box? So bold of you. Hope you're happy with it. No refunds. Alright, what's this gonna do to me? I brought this drink to the next level, as you can see. Give it a try. I assure you it'll be a fun ride. Oh, it just increased my fun. Okay, I'll take it. Hope you can stomach that. Happy trails. Oh, look, our boldness is no longer 0. It's 4. Ooh, so bold. Why don't we spend the morning in the arena? Today, you're playing the most dangerous Camp Dome game of all, Charm Wars. The rules are simple. You must gain charm by the end of the round, or you will die instantly. Vicky, you better earn some charm quick, like in the next 10 seconds, or you're gonna fucking die. Holy shit, earn some charm already! Oh, okay, thank God. You just earned +2 charm. Whew, that was way too close. Afterwards, you get peer pressured into a game of Capture the Flag Extreme. You're very bad at it, and up in jail pretty much immediately. That's okay though. Jail is just a chalk square drawn on the ground, and given some of the weapons the other players are carrying, it's probably the safest place you can be. Milo and Calculuster are already in jail. Maybe you convince them to ditch this game and eat marshmallows or something. Hello, fellow inmate. What are you in for? Don't mind him. He's been like this since they put him in here. It's pretty good content. Prison has changed me, Vicky. Would you like to trade me some cigarettes in exchange for my fundamental dignity? You share your idea, rebailing on this dumb exercise and executing a marshmallow heist. What? No, no, no. Can you imagine what it would do to my brand if I was caught cheating at a game? Undermining the laws of reality, subverting life and death, that's the kind of stuff my followers expect. But cheating? No way. As for me, friend, I have been on the inside so long I do not think I can ever go back to society. Besides, the real prison here is the prison of negative thinking, you know? No, you don't know, nor do you agree. But if your fellow prisoners insist that this is a real jail, you'll just have to orchestrate a real jailbreak. Option 1. Post on social media about your unjust imprisonment so the masses clamor for your freedom. Option 2. Prison is all about who you know. You should get to know that dude Michael in the corner. He's been trapped in here for 3 years, so he must know something. Hmm. Screw it. Michael, what's up? You approach Michael and ask him how he's doing. He stares you down. First rule of Chalk Jail, he says. Never trust anyone. I ain't telling you nothing. He's right. We should really respect his privacy. Friend, Milo, you have already posted 300 photos of him on Instagram. Of course, I'm respecting his privacy by documenting it exhaustively. Michael clears his throat. He seems to have had an emotional breakthrough. You know, when we first met 4 lines of dialogue ago, I didn't think I could trust you. But the time we've shared in here has convinced me you're one of the good ones. I'll share my secret. Ready? No, I need to start recording. Okay, now I'm ready. The truth is, I'm no ordinary inmate. I've been in here for 3 years, planning my escape. I am impressed that you were able to maintain any shred of hope in this God-forsaken place. Would you like a prison tat? My left hand doubles as a tattoo gun. No, thanks, says Michael, smirking. I've already got the only tattoo I need, right here. Michael rips off his shirt to reveal a perfect square tattooed on his back. Is that the blueprints for this prison? Yes. It is indeed an exact replica of the cage which comprises our entire universe. How did you accomplish such a feat? Because I'm the one that designed it, said Michael. But planning isn't the only thing I've been doing for the last 3 years. I've also been collecting trace amounts of calcium carbonate from the ground. Then I deposited them in a bottle of my saliva and buried it underground to allow it to calcify via interaction with single-celled coccolithophores. Put it all together, and what have you got? Proof that if you believe in yourself, you can do anything? No, says Michael. Even better. Chalk. Michael digs up a water bottle with his bare hands and opens it. 2 pieces of chalk fall out. Now, he says, picking up 1 piece of chalk, to perfectly forge the key from memory. You appear to be drawing a key on the ground. It is the sort of key a child might draw. Your brilliance is too subtle for a poor computer boy to even grasp. We're free! Shouts Michael. Now to the getaway car! Michael scuffs out a section of the chalk line surrounding you, draws a box that he labels car, and runs off, making motor noises. What a free spirit! I can't wait to hang out with him after he dies. It seems that the truly free spirits are us. Let us cheese it. And cheese it you do, right to the pantry, where you eat as many marshmallows as your body can handle. For your daring escape, you gain +4 boldness and +2 fun. Alright, last opportunity to improve our stats. My lord, we have 29 fun. Alright, let's go work on smarts some more. Back to the woods we go. Today you decide to hike all the way across the woods. You want to see what's on the other side. It's a long, treacherous hike that ends up only taking an hour. I guess these woods aren't that big after all. How do you and your friends get lost in them so often? Anyway, it turns out there's a library on the other side of the woods. You go in and read some books or something and gain +2 smarts. You've been spending a lot of time with Calculaster lately, so when he asks if you want to meet up for some standard organic activities, you are thrilled. It's his most romantic invitation yet. Greetings, friend Vicky. Thank you so much for joining me for these activities. I am 98.46% certain you will enjoy them. First, I propose that we watch several hours of horny anime while online comparison shopping for vacuum cleaners. After that, we can track down some of our campmates and shamelessly attempt to ingratiate ourselves to them with wacky hijinks. And to round out the evening, we can finish up by leaving positive reviews of Monster Prom 2 Monster Camp on Steam. Wow, those are literally all of your favorite things to do. How did he know? It is no big mystery, friend. I simply downloaded and perused your entire search history. Many of my less scrupulous brethren use this technique for marketing purposes, but I have chosen to use my power for good by algorithmically identifying all of your favorite activities. Speaking of which, I wanted to do the cake thing as well, but had trouble finding a large enough horse. Wow, that's super creepy, but like in a totally cute way that you absolutely love. Calculaster leads you around for the rest of the afternoon, and each activity he suggests is even more enjoyable than the last. It seems like reducing a complex person down to a constellation of online data is not only possible, but also super fun and deeply unethical. 2 of your favorite things. That night, though, as you lie in your tent reminiscing about the day's adventures, a thought occurs to you. If Calculaster is reading your entire search history, that gives you a great way to low-key signal your attraction to him. You leap out of bed, energized by your new idea. It's time to go online for romance reasons. But what combination of searches will unlock Calculaster's cold, metal heart? The answer might surprise you. Boy. I'm gonna pray this one is charm, and we have enough to pass the check. No. Okay. You quickly search up a whole bevy of luscious appliances on all the internet commerce websites. What a smorgasbord. These will be the most important customer reviews of your life. Luckily, you have the soul of a poet. You get to work. Cuisinart Metal Classic 4-slice toaster. More like metal ASIC 6 out of 9 would absolutely screw this toaster. Razer Reiju controller for PS4. Analog sticks sort of look like nipples. Yum yum, let me lick those sticks. Video game titties, 6 out 4 out of 20. Zeus Electrosex White Knight Electric Vibe Wand. Package took 3 weeks to arrive. Wish it came with a European power adapter. 3 out of 5. After hours of careful reviewing, you finally drift off to sleep, pleased with your hard work. The next morning, you head out to locate Calculaster, only to find him waiting right outside your tent. Hello, Vicky. Since I know exactly where you sleep, I thought this would be a good place to find you. Those reviews you posted, they were so. Error. Onboard source insufficient to express current level of emotional impact, resorting to improvisation. Disgust terrible. I cannot believe you would so objectify those poor electronics in that way. You point out that technically all those things you reviewed were objects? Oh, oh dear. I had no idea you felt this way. Oh, my. Well, I suppose any data is good data, even if this particular data makes me very, very sad. Farewell, Vicky. I hope you find happiness with your video game controller nipples. You're devastated. You drown your sorrows in a brief love affair with the Raiju controller, but it is not very emotionally available. You lose -4 fun and -2 boldness. Okay, the last day of summer is here. Ask Calculator to go to the Calculester to go to the meteor shower. Yes. Oh, I don't know if we have enough hearts. Let's see what happens. You finally gather the courage and ask your beloved to watch the meteor shower with you. You desire a summer fling with me? What a colorful proposal. I see the misunderstanding. You know that I want to experience life on its various forms. This is a correct observation. However, there are some aspects of life I have no interest in exploring. Dating you is one of these aspects of life I just mentioned. I see how one could get confused about that. What a silly misunderstanding, friend Vicky. Swallowing all this rejection is tough. But the next day you receive a call from the renowned magazine Losers Today. They want to interview you on your epic failure. Although it turns out your failure was more boring than epic, and 10 minutes in, the journalist is half asleep and totally not paying attention. When the interview is published, they've made a typo on your name, and instead of Vicky, it says Face McPoop. Okay, so we lost miserably and got rejected by a sentient robot, all in a day's work. Before we knew it, those weeks were gone. It felt like a hot minute, and it felt like an entire lifetime. That night, as we saw summer coming to an end, we all wondered what would come next for us. It felt like the end of something big. Little did we know, life still had many wonders and misadventures in store for us. Now I'm older and I can see it, how those years became the foundation of the mythology of our lives. Broken hearts turned tragedies sung for centuries. Wild nights became epics treasured forever. Every kiss and every laugh is now a constellation we'll always find while gazing into the starry sky, no matter how many years go by. Hmm. Well, there's the Polaroid we unlocked of us being dramatically rejected. Alright, guys, I think that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching me lose at Monster Camp, and let me know if you want me to play Road Trip or Comic Con versions of this game. So, thanks so much for watching, y'all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you in another video. Bye bye now.